Howdy everybody, Cal Dittmeyer, Trapping Fool here with another episode of Cal's Kitchen. Today I'm doing venison jerky, and I thought I'd finally share this recipe. I know I did a turkey jerky one a while ago, but I wanted to do the venison. I thought I did it, and I looked through my videos, and apparently I didn't. So what I've done here, I've pretty much got everything ready to go here, because I know my camera only holds 20 minutes worth of video on its memory, so I kind of speed things up here. I don't think you guys want to watch more than 20 minutes anyways, so anyways, what I've got here is I've got the tips. The tip roast is what I'm making my jerky out of this time. I like the back straps for I don't care to eat them that much. I love my jerky out of back straps, and the tips is what I do. The tip roast I make an awesome venison Italian venison out of also, but these are a couple old ones that I had, so I figured I'd use them up and make some jerky, because summer's coming on here before too long. I'll be out fishing and mushroom hunting, turkey hunting, and it's good in the blind when I'm out there, so just something good to have around. Basically what I do is I slice everything about 1/4 inch thick. Hopefully you can see that. I've already sliced it all up. I've already got some in the jar here. I'm going to go ahead and give you the recipe here, what I use. There's all kinds of things that you can get on the market. I've never used them. I've always come up with my own. Basically, you need a salt, which soy sauce is what I use, is the base. Soy sauce and Worcestershire are my bases in most of my in my venison thing here. I do love garlic, so I got garlic powder here, black pepper. Again, I use a lot of the Himalayan rock salt. I've got a little ginger, ground ginger I'm going to add to this. Ginger is kind of a hot spice, so you got to be kind of careful with it. It can be overpowering. I'm just going to add a little bit. Just about any seasoning that you like. Tony Chacher's Creole seasoning, love it. I'm going to add a little bit of that to it. Red wine is also in my base, as well as syrup, maple syrup. Usually throw a little bit of Tabasco in there. Louisiana hot sauce is what I like. And of course, a few drops of liquid smoke just to kind of give it a little bit of smoky flavor. Basically what I do is after I've got everything sliced 1/4 inch thick, like on these tips, you can see this meat right here. I've got some cube stuff here. I'm actually doing a beef dill soup, or not beef, venison dill soup, which I'm probably going to try and get that on video here for Cal's Kitchen episode 2 when I'm done with this. So watch for that. Also, before I get too far into it, notice my new sweatshirts. I've got some new sweatshirts I'm going to try out. These are actually the camo vinyl on these, and it's hunter orange. So for a lot of states, this will meet your requirements. For Indiana, I believe it will with the hood up. But so anyways, if you're interested in the shirts, hit me up. Check out trappingfool.com. You can find it there, or message me, get in touch with me there. Drop a comment here in my YouTube video also. Anyways, back to it here. I've already got some pieces in here. What I'm going to do now is add some soy sauce. Make sure it's mixed good here. I'm just going to pour it all in there on this one because I can. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit at a time, but with the mixture in here now, I'm going to add just a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do, add a little black pepper in there, add a little garlic powder, the salt's alright right now. We're going to add a little ginger. And the reason I'm doing the seasonings here, kind of in a I gotta find my spoon here. I'm doing it in layers just so it gets mixed up, so it gets mixed through here a little bit better coming through. If you try and throw all this meat into a glass jar to cure, it doesn't always, the seasoning doesn't get on everything. This just kind of helps with it. Now I'll add some more meat to it. And you can cut these into thinner pieces if you want. I like big steaks when I'm done, so. A little more pepper. Oh, That's probably going to be enough pepper in there for this whole thing now. A little more garlic salt, or powder. I don't like garlic salt. Add it in here. Mix a little bit. You see I'm starting to get a little bit, need more liquid. We'll add some wine to it this time. And again, there's no, I don't measure out anything, I just go by looks. Like I said, it was getting kind of dry there, so I added a little bit more liquid to it here. Mix it up, looks like it's mixing up pretty good. The seasoning's kind of coating all the meat again. We'll go ahead and add the rest of it here. Like I said, you can use any pieces you want for it. Some people slice thin slices of it, strips of it, which is fine. You can do that too. Now what I'm going to do is now I'm going to add the rest of the seasoning through here. This is going to be it because we've got enough in here now. And a little more black pepper. It ain't going to hurt nothing. Just spices it up a little bit. Add some more Worcestershire. Or add Worcestershire. I guess I haven't ended yet, so. Oh, that looks good. Oh yeah, it smells pretty good right there. Mixing it pretty nicely there. Alright. We're going to add a little syrup. You can see it's starting to sugarize here a little bit. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Just to give it a little sweeter. Sweeten it up a little bit. Now we'll give it a little Louisiana hot sauce. Oh, that looks good. Give it a couple shots of liquid smoke. Smells about right. Alright. Mix this together a little bit more here. I'll get into touching on the gonna add a little Creole seasoning too. I'll get into my dehydrator here in a minute. There's so many of them. I just run a little one, that's why I use a glass jar or a gallon glass jar. I do recommend using glass when you're mixing your marinades. I think I said that on my turkey jerky video also. It's just easier to clean up and you can keep reusing it. Alright, you can see how that meat, I don't know if you can see it, but it's starting to turn color a little bit. It's starting to take the darker color. Smells pretty good. I'm going to add just a touch more of this. Worcestershire, I think. A couple squirts. And I'll be right back with you. I need some more soy sauce there. And I got to get it on the cupboard here. And it doesn't have to be expensive soy sauce or anything. I always use a Dollar General stuff. Well, this might be proved to be smarter than I am. Of course, this one has the seal under it. Sage, I don't need help, thanks so. Dog's trying to help with the video there. Just when you thought you had everything ready to go here, you don't. Alright, a little more soy sauce here. I'm not adding any salt to this because the soy sauce is salty enough, and a lot of times what will happen is it'll overpower with salt. It'll be so salty you can't stand it. But there is enough salt in there to cure it. When it dries then, it will keep fine. It'll be just fine. Alright, we got this mixed up. Smells really good right now. What I'm looking at is the juice. Yeah, the juice almost covers it here. The lines here, almost up to the top. we've got good coverage here. We're going to leave it at that. Now what I do is I'll wipe the lid down a little bit here. I'm going to show you a little trick here too. Plastic bag, put it over the steel lid. Now I'm going to put it on there. What this does is it helps seal it, but the other thing it does is keeps all the salt and stuff from eating your lid, so your lid will last for years. Now I'll lay it on its side, mix it together. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to put it in the fridge just like this. I'm going to let it marinate for 24 to 36 hours, somewhere in there. That's when I'll pull it out and put it on the dehydrator. However, every day I'll go in and I'll turn it a little bit. Try and get it to flop over like that. And probably in about 12 hours I'll take a spoon and stir it up, because a lot of times the marinade isn't penetrating the meat slices in there in the center. So the important thing is you want this marinade to be all over. So again, this is going to go in the fridge, and every day I'll flop it over a couple times a day. A lot of times whenever I get in the fridge I'll just flop it when I see it in there. Then I'll stir it about every 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours. I'll stir it up just to make sure it's cutting through there right. So that's the marinade. That's how I do it. Now I'll explain to you how I do this when I do put it on the dehydrator. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way here. When it comes to the dehydrators, there's all kinds of them out there on the market that you can use. I got this one at Bass Pro, I think it was. It's an open country one. It's like 6 racks. It's not the high dollar one. It's not top of the line. It usually takes those 1/4 inch slices that I like, those little steaks that I make. It'll probably take about 2 days for it to dry it out. But I like my jerky really dry. That way I know there's no moisture in it. So it keeps longer. It cures it and keeps it a lot longer for me when I throw a bag in the truck, and it's gonna be okay when I get to it again. So once this is done, I'll pull the slices out. I'll drain them off. Some people will rinse them with water. I've kind of got it to where I don't. Sometimes it's salty, sometimes it's not. But I'll take them out, put them on these slices here, lay it out, and then sprinkle your favorite seasoning over the steak then. Could be the Tony Chachere's, could be a little more pepper, some whatever you want. Just sprinkle it over there and build your layers up. Once the layers are all together, then it goes on there and it dries. I'll check it. I usually check it once a day or so to make sure it's good to go and stuff. Another way to do it is if you don't have a dehydrator, you can do it in the oven. Take toothpicks, stick it through, and then drop it through your top rack. That will hold it there and let it hang there. I've done it that way. Just leave the door open, cracked, with a wooden spoon in it, and at the lowest setting there. It'll dry it in 12 to 24 hours also, so that's another route. Anyways, that concludes the venison jerky video. That's how I do it. I don't have any made up yet. It's just the cure and marinade, and that's the most important part. When it comes to drying it, you dry it as to your liking there. Make sure you subscribe to me here on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at Cal's Outdoors. You can also find my outdoor page on Facebook at Cal's Outdoors. It's Caleb Outdoors 2016. That's how you can find me. Thanks for watching. Till next time, Trap and Fool out.